Hello everybody and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Hank Longo, and on this edition of Sports Central we have Beth Geohagan, owner of BeFly Bike Tours, and with her Deanne DeForest, owner of BodyStrong Wellness. We also have Renee Lopez, the women's head coach at Southeastern University, and Mr. Keith Barefield, the head coach of football at Southeastern University. So stick around, we have a great show for you coming up on Sports Central. Hello everybody and welcome to our first segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Ryan Ritchie in the house.
Good to be here, man.
It's going to be a fun show. Looking forward to it. Great to be back, and we have a special sponsor for this segment.
Yeah, the Trophy Shop. They do a lot of work for us for our special events. They did the Polk County All Sports Awards and the trophies for that. So great partner. We certainly appreciate their partnership. So
definitely, I want to thank them very much. And we have a fun first segment. We're going to go for a little tour with the ladies joining us. Beth Geohagan and with BeFly Bike Tours, and Deanne DeForest with BodyStrong Wellness. So welcome to Sports Central. And,
thank you. Thanks for having us.
How did BeFly Bike Tours start up? This kind of sounds like a unique business that you have going.
Thank you. I love it when people ask me that, first of all. And it happens on every tour. People start riding, they're having so much fun that they're like, how did you come up with this? So basically what happened was I was riding around downtown Lakeland with my son. He was 6 at the time, between 5 and 6 years old. We're going to the parks, we're going to the lakes, to the museum, the library. We're going to friends' houses, to the grocery store, and we're doing it all on a bike. So I love it so much that I was also searching for passion at the same time. Success, finding out what makes people successful, and it turns out that passion is the key to success.
Passion is the secret for success, exactly.
Yes.
So get a little bit more into the program. How can people sign up? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 8 custom designed cruisers.
Now explain a cruiser. What is the different from just a regular bike?
Well, it's a beach cruiser style. Okay. It's the
Does it have
wide
the big tires
seat,
on it?
the big tires. Okay. I don't have any black tires though. Okay. I've got pink, purple, yellow, green, blue tires. So they're all like really super bright colors.
You knew I was going to throw pink.
Yes.
You knew I couldn't leave that one. I'm sorry. But
I could just see you riding a bike with pink tires. It'd be perfect for you.
Oh, they're so fun. They are so fun and so bright. And everybody sees us when we're on the road, which actually turned out to be a really great safety feature.
Yes.
So, so people see the bikes and they're like, wow, look at those really colorful bikes. And so that's what I want. I want for people to see us. So that's a really cool safety feature that just sort of worked out by accident.
Now, when you ride around in Lakeland, I mean, there's so much to see in Lakeland to begin with, and you can tell us about your different tours that go along with that. But is it easy to ride around? Is it safe to ride around Lakeland? I mean, it's a beautiful city. Have they made it biker friendly? Well,
a bicycle is a vehicle, so we drive our vehicles and we obey all the rules and of traffic.
Okay.
So we stop at stop signs, we stop at stoplights, we get in the queue, we don't filter. So everybody stays together as a group. It's completely safe. If motorists need to pass us, they pass the unit at one time. And basically, the quiet, residential, historic neighborhoods is like where I like to take everybody, because it's nice and shady and calm and beautiful. So yeah, we typically stick with the downtown area and then venture out from there.
And that was going to be my next question was, we're talking about Lakeland. Do you go to other cities, towns, municipalities in the area, or is it just strictly Lakeland?
No, I do. I get out. So I love the Fort Fraser Trail because there's an access to Circle B Bar Reserve.
Which is a beautiful place to go ride. And if you've never been out there, it's just the nature out there is fabulous. And I could see where that would be a really fun ride.
It is. And so I've got the big tires. So it's not like trail riding like at Carter Road. I don't think I want to take my bikes out there because that's more of the mountain bike, steep climbs and stuff like that. So the big tire, cruisers are really perfect for Circle B.
Very neat.
Yeah.
So, of course, you have a guest here, and the kind of a new concept. So, talk to us a little bit about the in conjunction with what you're doing with the tours. Talk a little bit about what's going on. Maybe some yoga.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have Deanne joining BeFly Tours. So we're gonna partner together. We've got our tours every Wednesday morning, starting at 9 a.m. We're going to meet at Hollis Gardens and go to different locations and stop and do yoga. And so that's what Deanne, that's her special thing.
So you're going to ride a little bit and then stop and go through all that kind of stuff. What kind of yoga do you incorporate into the bike tour?
Well, actually, my background is in therapy. So I have a training in therapeutic technique. And so my yoga incorporates fitness because I'm a fitness trainer also, and breath work to stay relaxed, and of course connection and centering yourself and connecting to the people on the tour so we can enjoy each other socially and also take in our sights and the atmosphere around us. Part of what yoga does is it opens your senses so you become more acutely aware of being focused on your body, focused on your environment. You're enjoying the sights, the colors, the smells. Whether we're at Hollis Gardens where there's beautiful flowers, or if we're at Lake Morton and there's swans and white clouds, or if we're in the city looking at the tops of these buildings and the trees and the people, these are all things you can focus on in a yoga tour.
Wow.
So
now, how
it'll
long
be fun.
is a tour like this? How long do you have them out riding around and doing yoga and being a part of this program?
A typical BeFly bike tour is 2 hours. So we're gonna accomplish all of that in 2 hours. And it's just really nice on any of my tours to stop at different locations. So, some people want to visit the art galleries, some people want to go to, they want to go shopping, or they want to stop and get something to eat. So I incorporate stops in all of the tours because I want for anybody to feel like they can come and do a BeFly tour. At all skill level, I've got some of my favorite guests haven't ridden a bike in like 30 or 35 years.
Wow.
And they come and they do a 2-hour tour with me, and they love it. So that's the typical guest is any athleticism, any ability.
We want to emphasize that this is not for athletes, it's for everyday folks, and from the age of 10 up to the elderly.
Right.
And that when we do the exercises, I grade those exercises for success. So if people have trouble with their knees or trouble with their shoulders, I show them different ways to move their body so they can still succeed in the fitness and have a great time, but not stress themselves. So we pace it. We pace the tour. We make the classes progressive. We do have some startup criteria. We want to make sure that they can ride a bike, obviously, and follow safety rules. That would be obvious. But also being able to kind of get up and down. We may end up getting people down on the ground on a mat at times, so they need to be able to get up and down from the ground. And basically, that's pretty much it. Ride a bike and be able to move okay. And it doesn't matter what their weight is, it doesn't matter what their profession or their athleticism is. We are inviting the public.
Just to enjoy for a neat experience.
For a
so
great
when
adventure.
you say it's a 2-hour bike ride, it's not riding a bike for 2 hours. It's riding a little bit, stopping and having an experience, and then getting back on the bike and continuing and having another experience, and so that people are riding comfortably and not, gasping for breath as they're trying to keep up with everybody else while you do this.
Yep. That's exactly what BeFly Bike Tours is all about anyways. It's all about the destination. Because I trick people into exercising because I call it fun.
And it is fun.
Well, we have a couple minutes left here, so let's get to the important things. How can individuals sign up for this? Where do we go? Do you have a website? Talk to us a little bit about that.
We both have websites.
We do, and we're going to link our site so people can sign up at either location, because there's various services we offer.
So you have BeFlyBikeTours.com.
Yeah.
And then BodyStrongWellness.org.
Yes.
Correct.
And anybody can go to those websites, get some more information, and go from there.
And like us on Facebook too, because we post a lot of pictures and updates and what we're doing, where we're going to be in the community. So you can always follow us on Facebook.
Well, we got just a little bit left. Before we have to say bye-bye, what is like your favorite experience? What is the most fun one that you think you offer?
Oh, wow. Okay, so definitely the most popular is the I Love You tour. So what we do is I bring a table and I decorate it with flowers and candles and I put it right at the water's edge. And then we go on our 2-hour bike tour where we've ordered dinner from a local downtown restaurant. And at the end of the 2 hours, we go pick it up, go back to the table. The sun sets right behind downtown while the guests have their meal. And then they just call me when they're done. There's no pressure, there's no time limit on that one. And it's just really romantic, and yeah, everybody seems to like that one the most.
Wow, looks like you got a Friday night date planned. The missus, a little bike ride.
I'm not sure how appealing I'm going to look in some tight Lululemon yoga pants.
With pink tires.
But maybe we'll make it happen someday.
See you coming.
We'll see.
Absolutely. Jeans are okay, trust me.
All right.
Please.
That's good.
Well, it's great having you on the show, and wishing you the best
Thank
of
you.
luck. And we'll have to maybe make it a point to come out and do a little video. Get the guys here in the studio to let me take a camera out there, and we can go for a little tour and video it and show the folks what it's really all about.
That would be awesome.
a
Wonderful.
fun, be a great way to spend the day. Anyhow, well, thank you very much, Beth. Deanne.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, let's do the little fist pump again. Don't want to miss out on that. All righty, now we're going to go to a little footage. You'll like this, the Ledger Super Series Tennis, and then we'll be right back.
We have kids from all over the state come to play this. You have singles and doubles events, and a lot of good players from some academies around Florida, and local players come out to play.
Buenos días, estamos aquí en Lakeland. We are here playing a tennis tournament in Lakeland. It's a super series.
Today I won my first match.
I'm playing 14s and I'm going to play only one match today.
I served very good and was very consistent with my forehand. Score was 6-0, 6-0. You have to make 4 points to make a game, and you have to make 6 games to make a set, and you have to make 2 sets to win.
I think around 170 kids showed up to play. It's good for the Polk County because a lot of the local players get more motivated to play the tournaments, and brings a little money into the area, you know. But we do the Super Series twice a year, and then we have 2 other tournaments in January and then in the fall.
Been playing for 5 years, and I train at Gizar Tennis Academy, which is down in Kissimmee. And I travel around and play nationals and designated. But whenever I do, I play here and I really like it.
I'm trying to go pro right now. I played this tournament probably since I was 10 years old, and I won it a couple times in the 18s and 16s.
I really like this place. It's so nice and organized, and it sounds childish, but I like the park by here, and it's just really fun playing.
Pretty much you start off to play futures, and you got to qualify, and they all over the world really. Florida, all over America, Mexico, international. But right now I'm going to try to stick in Florida and see if I can get going, you know.
Well, welcome back everybody to our second segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Ryan Ritchie.
Good to be here.
Good to be
and,
here.
And of course, we got a great partner to recognize the Hampton Inn Lakeside Village. Great partner of Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing. And if you haven't had a chance to get over to Lakeside Village, there's so much to do over there.
There is.
Some great shopping, restaurants, so
movies, the whole package.
So thanks to Hampton Inn.
Well, we have a special guest joining us on our second section here of Sports Central, and that is Renee Lopez, the head women's soccer coach at Southeastern University. And great to have you on the show. Welcome to Lakeland and to Central Florida.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me.
You've had quite a stellar career as we go over your bio. And how did you end up in Florida? You've been all around, and all of a sudden you're the head coach here at Southeastern.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to be able to come here and work at Southeastern and to return back to Florida. I did my master's and worked on staff at the University of Florida, so I'm no stranger back to Florida. It's a great place to be, especially getting out of the cold winters of Colorado, having spent the past 3 years there. And it's been great to be able to be in an environment just like Southeastern, where it's such an encouraging environment for our students to develop, not just on the soccer field, but more importantly, getting their degree at a great institution where they're being encouraged to grow spiritually as well.
That's awesome. And you know, tell us a little bit about yourself. And I know your background in soccer is pretty lengthy, so talk a little bit about that for us.
Well, this is my 14th year as a college coach, my 11th as a head coach, which is really exciting to be starting out new here at Southeastern. It has been a great career, be able to mentor girls all across the country. And what I've accomplished is always due to what my teams are really committing to, and it's really exciting to have. So I spent 2 years at Florida on staff there as a grad assistant. Then I went to being an assistant men's and women's coach at Millikan University in Illinois for a year. Became then from there a head coach at Lees McRae College in North Carolina. Spent 5 years there where we turned the program around.
Wow.
Got a Division I opportunity as well to be the head coach at University of South Carolina Upstate. And then most recently was at Colorado Christian University. So God has brought me to a lot of different places, and it's an opportunity to be able to mentor young women and be able to use the sport we love as well.
And that's really the most important thing is, I mean, this being a part of the sport is great, but I think in your coaching and what you try to accomplish at the school is their spiritual development, their integrity as people, and to get a college degree, which is the most important thing. I mean, it's fun to be able to play a sport and be on a team at college, but really if you can help these athlete students find their passion in life and what they love to do and mentor them in that and help them positively get their education, and then along with that build up a great sports team. But when the sports are over, they're out in the real world, and that's where it really comes into play that, boy, if you have the integrity and you have the passion and you've got the education to go with it, your success is going to continue.
Absolutely, and I think we have the priorities with our program is really in their development spiritually is their #1 priority. Their second priority is about making sure that they're pursuing the career that God's called them into. And we want to make sure that they're going to be successful and want to set them up. And I think sports gives you lots of opportunities to learn about working in group settings and transfers skills that you're going to have in the real world. And so we really focus on that. We remind the girls on a regular basis that you're in the real world and you need to make sure that you're utilizing your time at Southeastern to develop your career as well. And it's a great opportunity to have that there.
So let's get to the nitty gritty here. It's your first full season as coach at Southeastern. Talk about some goals. There's some local kids from Polk County that are on the team. So talk a little bit about what you have coming up. First season, you're probably excited, but talk to us about some goals.
Absolutely. Well, we're really excited. Our girls, we're returning quite a bit of our starting lineup from last year, including some of our very key goal scorers. And a couple of those are some local kids, which is exciting for us. We're going to have 4 seniors this year who are going to lead our team very well. Jamie Payton and will be helping lead our back line, as well as Bree Eldridge. Both of them, Bree played at Polk State as well before transferring to us, but they're both from Auburndale. So it's really exciting to have 2 local players coming into their senior year. Really exciting. Bree is a very solid center midfielder for us who really make an impact and was an all-conference player as well last year, as well as Ashley Lopez, who also went to Polk State and then went to Troy University and is returning to Southeastern University, and she grew up in Lakeland. So it's really exciting to have some of those girls here and be able to play in the area.
So what does first year, what do you do as a coach? Where do you start? You walk in your office, you're like, wow, new place, new players. What do you do?
Well, we've been really focusing on a lot of different areas. One is just bringing the team together. I did bring in 11 new players into our program, 4 transfers, 2 of them from Clearwater Christian at the closing of the school there. And one of the girls actually from Colorado Christian transferred with me to play for us, as well as Ashley transferring from Troy. And so meshing the returners with also the new players and 7 freshmen, just getting their feet wet and trying to get them ready for the college game and getting their experience. So we're really working on teamwork and leadership skills and development, but then also just the tactics and trying to get them ready and prepared for our first scrimmage, which is tomorrow, and another scrimmage on Tuesday, and then our first game next Saturday. So we're really excited about kind of meshing them together and really getting prepared from a fitness standpoint. We just came off of 2 weeks of preseason, very hard, long days for the girls, 2 sessions a day, lots of time in mental training, lots of time in spiritual development, as well as leadership development too. So we've been very busy, but we're really excited about this fall. So.
Well, you've been doing it long enough, and you've been doing it in Division I colleges as well as Division II. But through all of that, I'm sure you have definitely picked up a game plan that you want to use in developing your program. So when you came to the school, I'm sure you put a lot of time in thinking of how we're going to start this and continue to build and get this team going, because you've done it enough. I would think you would be confident coming in and getting all these girls revved up and ready to play soccer. And have you picked out your squad yet? Have you kind of got that honed in so you're ready to go and people are understanding their roles and what they've got to do to
Sure. Well, we're
rocking?
excited about our preseason scrimmages that are coming up tomorrow and Tuesday, like I mentioned. It'll be a good opportunity for us to try a few things out. You train against yourself for 2 weeks and you start to say, okay, we want to play against someone else and try some new things. So we're really excited about that. We're starting to get some things mashed out, and kind of had a couple of injuries. You kind of make some adjustments and those types of things. But we're really excited to be able to get on the field and play against someone else and try out a few things. So we're starting to mold our starting 11, but there's a lot of fighting for who that's going to be the starters on a daily basis, which is exciting.
Hopefully I don't catch you off guard with this question, but talk about, this is totally outside Southeastern University soccer, but the success of the U.S. Women's Soccer Club.
Yes.
What has that done for the sport? You think about just the success and what they've had.
Champions of the world.
I know.
That's
it's a
big
huge
time.
It's got to be a big development for the sport. But Talk a little bit about the importance of the success of the U.S. program.
Absolutely. Well, I think back to the '99 World Cup when the women won it last, and I was in college, so it was a really exciting time for me as a player, but then it also started getting me to think a little bit about college coaching. And now I think there's a whole other generation that's going to start to think about what that looks like. And not only have those women been successful in the field, but they're doing things to promote the game. They're doing a lot of things to promote women in sports, which is such an exciting time. They're doing so much, and they're doing this victory tour, which will also be including a game down here in Orlando in October. So we're trying to get a few of our girls to go out and watch them and cheer them on too. So it's been such an exciting thing for women's soccer in general, and just being so close here and the games being broadcast. Our team is always talking about it. We have a Facebook group and we talk through about the games and we break down the games and talk through it all summer long. And so it was a great situation for us to be able to have, and exciting for young players to be able to see, and really exciting as well to see some of the athletes stepping out now and doing some things to be able to promote the game. It's great.
Well, it's brought such awareness of soccer. I mean, soccer has really exploded over the years, and so many young kids are playing soccer, and a lot of parents are wanting their kids to play soccer. Then some more of the combat sports, you know, like you get into football and stuff where you can get banged up, and it's, you know, in soccer you're going to get banged up, but it's not as hard hitting as you're going to get when you're playing football and that. And with these gals winning the world championship, I mean, it brought great awareness not only to the world but in the United States of what a great sport this is, and how our kids are playing at the world level in a game that really is a European game per se, that they've been so dominant at. And now we're in there and winning world championships, which has to inspire kids to want to excel, and they see a bright future in it.
Absolutely, and the excitement will continue as we go into Olympics for this next year, and our U.S. women's national team is looking to try and win it again, which is exciting, and preparing for that too.
Let's hope they do. We got about a minute here, so Coach, talk about first-year expectations. Well, what are your thoughts?
Well, our girls want to definitely get to the conference tournament, and when you get to the conference tournament, they're going to leave everything on the field, and it's exciting for us to have the opportunity. They had a lot of success last year, and with returning so many players, plus adding in our 7 freshmen and 4 transfers, we're really excited, and that's one of our goals for sure.
Now, is there a way that they can keep up with the team?
Absolutely. Following us on our website through Southeastern Women's Soccer, as well as on Twitter and Facebook and all the social media outlets. But more importantly, we'd love for you guys to come out and watch our game. On the 29th is our first game at home, and we would love to have some people out at 12 noon.
Well, we certainly appreciate you having you. Best of luck to you. Welcome to Central Florida.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you. And with that, Hank?
And with that, we're going to say thank you, Renee. And Rowdy Gaines, an Olympic gold medalist, and they're going to have Get Rowdy and Race, and check out this segment. This will be fun.
The Stingray swim team is hosting a swim meet at Rowdy Gaines Olympic Pool here in Winter Haven.
This is our first meet of the season. I'm from Lakeland area swimming. We have kids from the ages as young as 6 all the way through 18. We have our little kids swimming here today. This is the first meet of the short course season. So we have about 20 kids swimming today. A lot of them for their first meet ever.
We're over here. We brought 40 swimmers over, and we're having a great time. Actually, they start here and they get best times, and they try to make flag cuts, and they actually just go on from here to flags, which is the highest you can get in the age group.
We have 538 entered swimmers, 23 teams, one of which is from Costa Rica. The other teams are from throughout the state of Florida, as far as Stewart, Orlando, Tampa.
Well, I've been coaching swimming now for almost 18 years, and I actually was a swimmer at George Jenkins High School and for the City of Lakeland Aquatics.
We have teams representative from Polk County. That would be Lakeland Area Swimming and T-Bay Lakeland Area Aquatics, and of course us, the Winter Haven Stingrays.
This sets the stepping stone for the kids for the rest of the short course season, which will run through March. So this is where they'll set all their beginning of their season times, and then we'll go from there to try and improve them and work hard to improve their strokes.
Anyway, the event is run from Friday night. We started last night, went through the big storm last night right here in Winter Haven. It was quite eventful. And events continue with older kids swimming in the morning and younger kids swimming in the afternoon, both Saturday and Sunday.
This has helped the kids, you know, become strong, cardiovascular, stays in shape, and it gives them an individual but yet a team sense.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our third segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Ryan Ritchie, and that was fun talking about our women's head coach at Southeastern, and we're going to have another fun Southeastern coach on the show, and we got a great sponsor to thank before we get underway with this third segment.
Another great partner, of course, Hollywood Window Tinting and Signs right here in Bartow. Do a lot of work for us, and we're glad to have them. Glad to have them part of the team.
Yeah, part of the team. And part of the team we have Keith Barefield, the head coach of Southeastern University football. And Coach, great having you on the show. And second year of the program actually playing on the field, but it started a couple of years ago. Why don't you kind of fill us in with how this all evolved?
Will do. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to thank y'all for making me feel a part of the team and being a part of our team, coming out in the red and black and all the decorations. That makes us really feel like Southeastern colors. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, we started the football program actually in 2013 when we first brought football on the campus, brought players in. We practiced all of fall of 13. Had another recruiting class in the spring of 14, and we actually started play last year in the fall of 2014. And this is marks our second year of football at Southeastern as far as being competitive on the field. And we're looking forward to our first game a week from tomorrow. Wow. On the 29th. We play on the road, play over in Clearwater at Clearwater Christian Catholic. We'll be playing Faith University. Kicking off the season there at 1 o'clock.
And you probably didn't expect in your first year to go 8-3. I mean, you came out, you had some success, and what do you take from that going into the second year?
Well, what I take from that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Now you got to do it again.
Yeah. Well, you know, just winning a couple games or breaking even is not good enough. But we felt like we'd win a game or two last year, but we go into every week planning that you know our plan is to win that game, and fortunately for us, you know, we got on a little bit of a roll after our first game. We went up to Montgomery, Alabama, and played Faulkner University, and they were only ranked number 10 in the nation. That was a great season opener, or you know, a program opener for us, for that matter. And you know, our kids played well. You know, we were playing a quality team, and we lost, but we had a lot of momentum from that game, and we came in the next week and we opened our stadium. against Warren University, and we were able to win that game, and then we kind of went on a roll. Not too many times in your first season of competition do you have the opportunity to play for the conference championship, and we were able to do that. Unfortunately for us, we didn't follow through with a win, but we lost that game only by 7 points. And there's a couple of times where we possibly could have
won the game.
Could have won the game, and then we lost another conference game by only 3. So right there, that's 2 games that were very winnable for us, and we feel very fortunate that in our first season, and like I said, there's a lot of pressure to get back into that opportunity to play for another conference championship.
Well, I would think that at the beginning of last year, to play against somebody that was in the top 10 in the country ranked, your players got to feel what good competition was, and I would think that would be a confidence booster, to be able to play a team like that. Do you have any big games like that coming up this year where you've got some highly ranked competition?
Well, unfortunately, we get to face that same team, Faulkner University, but this time in our stadium. That will be our home opener September 5th, and that will be a very big game for us because we'll have a chance to see how far we've come in a year, because they're, again, ranked number 10 in the nation. They're expected to be highly competitive, be back in the national playoffs, and be in the hunt for a national championship. And, we'll get to see how our young guys have progressed in a year. And, hopefully, we'll be able to put on a little bit better showing.
What do you tell your team when they walk into a game, number 10 in the nation? What's the message in the locker room before you head out there?
Oh, it's easy at Southeastern. Pray, guys, pray.
Yeah, you're not offending anybody by saying
no,
that.
No.
It can be part of the program.
Yeah, pray for good things to happen. But what we try to do is we approach every game. We present the difficulty, we present the challenge every week, and we present with our players. This is what we feel like we have to do to win. These are our keys to victory, and this is what has to happen. And by the time Saturday gets here, we say, guys, you know what we have to overcome. You know the challenges we have to meet. This is what we've got to do. Let's go out there and try to get it done.
Now let's talk about some of your players. You've got some guys that have really stepped up to the plate and shined. And coming in this year, who are some of your superstars that you're going to have on the team?
Well, I don't know if we have any superstars, but we have had a few players that made me look like a really good coach. And one of those young men is Jarrell Reynolds. Jarrell was the conference most valuable player last year as a freshman running back. He was second in the nation in rushing. He was second in the nation in scoring. And he's a very, very special individual. And I'd like to say, we looked at the film from the very first clip. We knew that he was the guy, but the film we got on him was very, very poor. We heard about him, we knew about him and his reputation, so we were able to get him to come down here to Lakeland from Quincy, Florida. And really, he didn't overly distinguish himself in the first year of practice. But when the lights came on from the very first game, his lights came on and he didn't stop. And
wow.
He had one game. At one point in the season, he had the largest single game total rushing record till that guy from Wisconsin reset it.
And how many yards was that?
Oh, it was well over 300, almost 400 yards in
one
a single
game.
I believe it was something like 380 yards in one game.
It's really fun though to watch a good running back when they pop open through that hole, or there's a big crowd around them, and all of a sudden they bust out of it and they just go. It's thrilling to have someone like that on your team.
I'd have been excited to have that for my career, but he just really exploded.
We're talking about players from a recruiting standpoint. You would expect that being here in Florida, there's a hotbed of talent, but from a recruiting standpoint, are you staying in the state of Florida? Talk a little bit about where you recruit and where you're bringing these players in.
Well, being here in the state of Florida, I'm really spoiled because before I was here, I was a coach in Oklahoma, and there are more college prospects within a 50-mile radius of Lakeland, Florida, than there are in the state of Oklahoma. And so it makes recruiting real easy. You don't have to go far. It's just like falling off a log. You can, you'll bump into a recruit if you have your eyes closed. But we've been very fortunate. I say over 90% of our players are from the state of Florida. It doesn't mean that we don't go looking outside of the state, because we do work the Southeast really, really hard. We make sure that we haven't overlooked anybody, especially somebody who is not only an athletic fit for our program, but a mission fit for our university and fits the criteria that we're looking for in the general student body. And then sometimes, you know, we might find players outside of the region that have a special interest, and it's not very difficult to get kids from up north to come down south and play football.
Yeah.
You know, and Lakeland is the perfect spot because their beaches are close on whichever direction you go.
Want to go, definitely.
And we've got Disney. I'll say this. For 22 years, I lived in Springfield, Missouri, and for 19 of those years, I was a coach at Evangel University, and for 10 of those years, I was the head coach. And I spent a lot of my time trying to convince players from Florida to go up there and play where it gets really cold in the wintertime, and they'll see snow. And it's a lot easier to do it the other way around.
Do you have any local kids on your team that are from this immediate area that'll be playing for you?
Oh, yes. Well, we have John Liptak, who is from George Jenkins High School. We also have Augie Schmidt, who will be a 2-year starter for us at offensive guard from Lake Gibson. We also have Michael Weary, who played at Lakeland Christian School, and he was at Youngstown State for the last 2 years, and he's transferred back to us. And we also have Raylan Garrett, who was an outstanding quarterback at Lake Wells High School. So those are just a few of the many Polk County kids that we have on our team, and this is again, this is a great place to be and be looking for athletes and be looking for football players.
Well, I know we have a few minutes left. We always want to talk about predictions for this upcoming season, some goals. What are you looking to work on here going into the second full season?
Well, I never make predictions.
All right.
I would be a terrible weatherman, so I don't prognosticate. But what I will say is just like I mentioned earlier, we go into every game, you know, with a game plan to win. We never go into a game with a game plan to lose. And if our guys you know, execute and they work and they prepare themselves, we're a little bit older, we're a little bit more experienced. We've had another year in the weight room, we've had another recruiting class come in, and we feel like overall we're a stronger program than we were a year ago. Our schedule has changed somewhat because some of the teams that played us last year, they didn't like losing to a first-year program, so they didn't want to play us anymore. So, you know,
they can actually choose not to do that?
Well, they can choose not to do that, especially if they can use the reason that their conference is expanding and they have to play more conference games and they have to move. But they're the 3 NCAA schools teams that we played last year and that we beat are no longer on our schedule for that reason. Their conference is expanded. So our schedule's a little bit different. But if we go in and we approach things the way that we did last year, I think we have a chance to be successful on a weekly basis. The only thing is I guarantee you nobody will take Southeastern, who last year was a lowly first-year program, for granted, and that's going to be the big challenge. Nobody's going to look past us anymore.
I would take this coach serious because I don't know if you can get a shot of this bling bling he's got on his finger,
nice
but he's
big championship ring you're wearing there.
Well, we like those things.
Is that part of your weight program? Is
well,
just kind of lift that up?
My weight program is a little less extensive than my players, but I'll carry as many of these around. I've only got 8. I'd like to have more, and we're looking for our first Sun Conference championship.
Nice.
And we'd love to have one of those.
Well, we're wishing you the best. And your first game is, once again?
Is on August 29th. We're going to be playing at the stadium at Clearwater Clearwater Catholic. And we'll be playing Faith University there. That's their home field.
And your first home game?
September 5th against Faulkner University. It's at 7 p.m. kickoff, and they are the number 10 ranked team in the nation, and we expect a big crowd for that. So get your tickets early.
And get out there. To go along with it. Well, Coach Barefield, thank you so much for joining us. And that wraps up our 3rd segment here on Sports Central. And now we're going to have an athlete spotlight on Kim Booker, a Bartow native and recent graduate of Florida and Southern College, former catcher for the women's softball team. So check out this segment.
Now for the Moccasins starting lineup.
It's gone by really quickly. Like, I can't believe it's finishing.
Batting 4th, the catcher, number 17, Kim Booker.
Like, my life is just beginning now that I'm graduating. I'm definitely gonna miss like going out to practice, being around the girls,
Once I'm done, I mean, it's just time to go to work. So just being around the game in general, I think I'm going to miss the most. I started in Gainesville when I was 9 years old with a rec team. I actually moved to Bartow specifically for the high school ball. I wanted to play for a good team. They had so many state championships, 7 that I believe, and actually my senior year we were runners-up. I lost my mom my senior year of high school, so my team decided to get a little sign that said in memory of, and my parents, they had seating that they had purchased, like to sit specifically by the plate. So there was a sign right there. So looking at that during the games that was important to show that she was still kind of there. She and I were always at the softball field, like that was our thing. She taught me to be better and to do great things, and of course being on the field, like she was always there. She made sure I had the best equipment. She made sure I was always on time to games and practices. She was just my motivator.
I kind of get a feeling she hasn't missed the game, has she?
Oh no, she hasn't. She's been here. We talk about as a team like how we have a lot of out-of-state girls and how they don't have family that can come and watch them at all the games. And I mean, I have friends and family that come regularly, so I have those support right there sitting with me. But a lot of these other girls, we are their family. We're the ones that are here watching them play. And I mean, everybody is looking at me on the field, so I have to keep the momentum going and stay positive and let the girls know, like, we all need to try and stick together and be a team.
She is a wall back there. She's been a great catcher for us, frames well, guns everybody out, you know, stealing. So she's been very steady for us, very good player.
Players that are running in with like a play at the plate, a lot of those like to run me over or try to push me out of the way, so I have to stay put. Most of the time I try and stand my ground. I mean, if they're coming in full force and I have like a good steady stance, then I'm pretty much okay. A lot of the girls like to do what they call a slide by, so they'll try and get around me. So I mean, I kind of just have to catch and go with the tag as best as possible. I know Coach always tells me, 2 hands, you don't want to lose the ball. It happens more so than you think, but most of the time it's stand there, stand your ground, that's my plate, not yours. I've hit home runs before, but not here, so I've kind of been in a hitting slump. We were playing against Rollins, and I can't recall the score, but it tied it up. I was the leadoff hitter, so I mean, to have that one, it's definitely a good way to come out. I mean, of course, the home run was really nice, especially since it was senior year. That one will always be a memory. I have one picture of me, a play at the plate. We were actually during our fall season, we were playing against University of South Florida, and there was a play at the plate, and the way I was blocking, I was like sitting on the plate. So I have that picture. That one's a good one. I really, really like.
Yeah, they actually turned it from senior day to senior week.
Well, I actually walked into our locker room today, and they decorate our lockers. And since I'm going into criminal justice or in law enforcement, they actually put like caution tape and got handcuffs and like a little deputy badge and put it on the locker, and it says, you have the right to enjoy your senior year.
From Bartow, Florida, number 17, Kim Booker.
So I thought that was really touching, and it really hit home.
Hello everybody, and welcome to our 4th segment here on Sports Central, and so much fun to be here. Hank Longo along with Ryan Ritchie, and we continue to have our great sponsors supporting this show.
That we do, and of course our favorite sport, we love to golf.
We love to
golf.
golf.
So we have to do a shout out to Cleveland Heights Golf Course, and it's just kind of one of those things where if I need therapy, if I need to go, you just go and golf and have a good time. You're all alone. Sometimes it gets frustrating if you're hitting that white thing all over the place.
But you put them downtown and drive, chip, putt, drive, chip, putt.
That's right.
You got it down. At least you think you've got it down.
I wish
drive,
I
chip,
did.
Putt. I've kind of got to drive, chip.
But thanks to Cleveland Heights, though.
Yep. Thank you so very much. A lot going on here in Central Florida, and we're going to start off with the Weber Football Golf Classic and a fun event to help out Weber College.
Absolutely. Of course, that's going to be going on this weekend, August 22nd, at Oakwood Golf Club in Lake Wales. This year's event, shotgun start at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a great event. It's a 4-person scramble, so check them out. Of course, for more information on that, you can contact the tournament chair, Bart Monroe. With any questions, you can give him a call at 863-734-1508. A great event. Again, the Weber Football Golf Classic this weekend, August 22nd.
Go Warriors. Looking forward to having a great season with you folks. And then we get into softball, and we got a lot of softball starting to get kicked in. The Florida ISA Adult Regional, Saturday, August 22nd through Sunday the 23rd. That's in Bartow, and ISA, really big partner of ours playing ball here in Central Florida.
Oh yeah, great partner of ours, ISA. You can pretty much go to any softball complex in the county and find an event that's going on with ISA almost every weekend. There's so much going on, but yeah, they do. This weekend at the Bartow Park County Route 555 Recreation Complex, Florida ISA has the Adult Regional this weekend. And of course, following up with that and a few more weekends, Labor Day weekend is the Youth Twilight Kickoff. So ISA, like I said, almost every weekend and they're great partners.
Events. Bringing all these people down here, we love it.
That's what it's all about.
Got great softball here in Polk County. Now, we also have some great tennis, and the Ledger Junior Super Series starting Saturday, September 12th through Monday, September 14th at the Bierman Family Tennis Complex. And boy, we got just some young superstars playing tennis down here.
Oh yeah, and we had some footage throughout the show of that particular event, but it is going on September 12th through the 14th at the Bierman Family Tennis Complex. Great event. You can always check out all the information on that event at ustaflorida.com. Again, the Ledger Junior Super Series.
And then we just continue with, gosh, more softball. This is the season for playing softball. The Florida ISA Speedway Classic, Sunday, September 13th, and then the Florida ISA Youth Classic, September 13th through Monday the 14th in Bartow, and just softball is really kicking in right now.
Absolutely, and of course another great event, another great partner of Polk County Sports Marketing is the Mid-Florida Table Tennis Tour. You play ping pong?
I do. I mean, I don't play a lot, because I just don't have it available to me. But that is one of those games you could not play it for years and go to a friend's house and they've got a ping pong table set up and you just start playing, But when these guys play, you're not just tapping it over back and forth and doing this stuff. These guys are slamming at each other. It's fascinating that they can hit the ball like they do, and they're running back and slamming it back. And so this is serious ping pong.
This is Forrest Gump table tennis.
This is Forrest Gump table tennis.
But again, the Mid-Florida Table Tennis Tour, September Classic 2015. That'll be going on Friday, September 18th through Saturday, September 19th at Simpson Park Community Center in Lakeland. Great event. Of course, Brad Woodington is a great partner of ours that sets everything up for us. You can check out more information on that at floridatt.com. floridatt.com is where you can find more information on Mid-Florida Table Tennis.
Now, this is kind of fun, though, because besides just having the colossal round robin tournament, they've got the sandpaper tournament. Only costs $3 to play that. Now, I would think in that tournament, there's sandpaper on the table, so the ball doesn't go as fast. So you can be spinning it and chopping it and doing all that fancy stuff. And then they've got a doubles tournament. So a great fun event at the Mid-Florida Table Tennis September Classic, Friday the 18th through Saturday the 19th of September. And then get Rowdy. Oh, Rowdy Gaines, doing a little research on Rowdy yesterday, actually, for the new Polk County Sports Hall of Fame, and just neat to read about Rowdy Gaines. Now, there was a point in his life where he had this crippling illness where he had to spend years learning how to walk and eat and write, and to come back and be a world champion again after that. A phenomenal story about Rowdy. Then I just was reading up on that yesterday in my research, and here we are having one of his events here September 18th through the 20th at the Rowdy Gaines Aquatic Center. And Rowdy also, for you don't know, was a triple gold medalist at the Olympics.
Yeah, and of course he's from Polk County. He's always supporting the community around here. He's in our Hall of Fame. So it's crazy to see when you're watching the Olympics on TV. He's
local kid.
Yeah, he's local. He's commentating the swimming championships. So Rowdy Gaines, like I said, a great event, always supporting the community. It's going to be that same weekend, September 18th through September 20th at the Rowdy Gaines Aquatic Center. And for more information on that, you can contact Linda Howard at floridaswimming.org, or her email address is fhoward3@tampabay.rr.com. Get Rowdy and Race 2015.
Now, back to some more softball. We are just killing it with softball. USA Softball Series 1 tournament, and that's taking place September 19th through the 20th at the Diamondplex.
Yeah, USA Softball Series 1 tournament, ASA, another great partner of ours. You could check what we should say.
Check out the website.
Right, you could check out the website, of course, for more information on anything that's going on here in Polk County. You could check us out on our website at centralfloridasports.com or visit centralflorida.org. More ISA events. You got the Central Florida I can picture you in this one.
I can picture me in this too because I am just so agile in every sport. And this is what this is. The Central Florida Throwdown is CrossFit Veneer, and they present this Central Florida Throwdown. It's a fitness competition, and it's held in Lakeland. That has cardiovascular, endurance, stamina, strength, flexibility, power, speed, agility, coordination, and accuracy. So, I mean, these participants are in shape. These are neat events to watch because you've got some serious athletes that condition themselves to do all three or all of these events that they have to participate in.
Yeah, and CrossFit as a whole is just growing as a sport. You know, the last couple weeks they've been on ESPN, the CrossFit 2015 out in California. So it's growing. We've had a few events out at Sun and Fun, and they've been extremely successful. So we're excited to have Central Florida Throwdown here again, and little bowling action.
New York State bowling champ right here on my right, ladies and gentlemen. So Teen Masters bowling coming up. This is something that you can relate to.
Yeah, the Teen Masters Bowling, the Lake Wales Open is going to be here at the end of September, Saturday, September 26th through Sunday, September 27th at the Kegel Training Center. It is. I was actually just down at the Kegel Training Center not too long ago, meeting with those guys. It's an incredible facility down there. I didn't. But of course, with all the events that we have going on, there's so much going on. But our sponsors today, we really have to wrap up the show because we're getting yelled at by our wonderful producer, Brigitte, who's
saying, get going, you guys, get the sponsors. So come on,
she does a great job.
Let's say thank you to these wonderful
excited.
people that are so supportive of our
Harry's
show.
Old Place, Hampton Inn, Winter Haven, Days Inn, Bright House Networks, and Abuelos. Thanks to our sponsors for making the show possible.
Yep, can't thank you enough for all your support. And if you want to find out more about what's going on in beautiful Polk County, Central Florida, visit us at centralfloridasports.com, or you can give us a call at our headquarters, 551-4750. Our next show live is going to be Friday, September 4th, 2015. And treat to be back on the show today. Fun working with you. And we've got a lot of wonderful folks that we want to thank for being so supportive.
And even with, we do the television show, but we have a radio show that
you're on the radio show.
Yeah, we do the radio edition of Sports Central. We do a Tuesday morning on Mayhem of the AM on Talk 1430 and Talk 96.7. And then on Thursday evening edition of Sports Central on the radio show. Same station, Talk 1430 and Talk 96.7. So
we got all these opportunities, so listen to us.
There's so much going on there. We talk about what's going on national, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and that season getting kicked off.
Ready for some football.
Tampa Bay Rays, what's going on with them? They're kind of in the middle of a wild card race right now, so we're looking forward to seeing if they can slip into the playoffs for Major League Baseball. So there's definitely a lot going on here in Central Florida, and glad to be back, man.
Fun to be back, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Hank Longo and Ryan Ritchie for Sports Central saying bye-bye. We'll see you again next time.